with the big table. I say with my PlayStation 5 behind me.
Nothing fancy.
We are humble gamers.
Your box.
All the money I have to my name. Give me my dikes.
Your dikes.
Yes, my beautiful dikes.
Okay. So it begins in your apartment, in your tower. You have just learned that the weed wizard has died, has been murdered, and you've been told by your buddies that they are planning a revenge trip to go to the northern city.
But first, I have to investigate who I was getting got by last
Yes,
night.
you got at some point.
Someone done juked me out and
You
stole
blacked
my
out,
golden gun.
and you don't remember what happened last night, but you woke up and possibly your most valuable item, besides obviously your Scoomy pipe, has been stolen from you.
And my grapple goo. I feel like grapple goo
Yeah.
is more universally. I don't know. I'd say they're all equal. Besides Scoomy pipe, that's the number one.
Yeah, I know. Really pretty. It's just Scoomy pipe, and then everything else, realistically.
Although then again, I could always just roll up my Scoomies in a piece of paper if I had to.
Yeah. So maybe the pipe should do something special. Like maybe you get like a 2-for-1 deal with the pipe.
Plus 2 Scoomy.
Yeah. Well, so maybe how about the pipe allows you to get 2 Scoomies for 1?
Oh baby, it doubles my efficiency.
Yeah. And just the basic knowledge for what the deal is with Scoomies is that normally the standard alchemical value is it costs 2 gold for 1 Scoomy crystal. And that's what you were getting from the weedy wizard. He was giving you the perfect exchange, but it's going to be harder to find it for that price now that he's gone, unless you find someone else, another wizard who is willing to do the alchemy for you. And you have been given 3, which means you have 6 as long as you have your pipe. Um, and yeah, and your gun is gone. So, what do you want to do first? Okay, well let me tell you a little about your apartment. It's at the top of a tower. It's a pointy tip at the top of a tower called the Punk Tower. Below you, directly below you, is the narrow part of the tower, like the thin part, and it's just full of a bunch of old storage stuff that people haven't ever gone in, because you're not allowed to go in there, because it's locked up by the guy who owns the Punk Tower, and he lives like below that. So basically, at the bottom is an apartment complex that a bunch of kind of like sort of poor, low life, scummy drug user people live in, and then at the top, kind of the top floor of that part of the building is this guy who owns um the tower, and you don't remember his name exactly. And then above him is the long, like tubular part of the tower, and at the top is where you live. And you've been given that apartment because you did something for someone, and they want you to live there because it gives you certain benefits. The most important one being
the high ground.
Yeah, it has a magic telescope thing that's stationed there, so you can see. You can't see the entire city all the way around, but it's you can see a big wide cone, and it allows you to see kind of like through buildings and stuff like that. Um, Actually, no, never mind. Not that.
Not that.
But it might. It's possible, but you don't know how to use it. There's a door in your So the way you get out either is you just go out the like open window balcony area and you just kind of jump off and you squirt your little sticky guy because you can.
It's time to go. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. Essentially, yeah. It's very Batman-y. You have to be like perched up there. There's a hatch that allows you to go down, and then there's also a magic door that takes you to 3 separate locations, and you can't choose which one it takes you to.
Oh, kind of like the Harry Potter flu powder.
It's very similar to the flu powder, yeah.
Diagonally.
One of them takes you to it's called the family circle, which is like kind of like a common area for the Ganucci family.
Oh.
And it's like, you know, elsewhere in the city, but it takes you straight there.
Are the Ganucci's who Garbo and John Boy are?
Yeah, they're in the Ganucci family, and they're loosely affiliated with the Spade gang, but the thing is, like, they're affiliated with multiple different gangs, so they're connected by the family line, but they're also in certain gangs. Some of them are in some of them are in the other. Some of the family members have beef with each other because they're in different gangs, but they try to stick together for the most part. And that's how they got to you. They came through that door because they somehow can always come to you, but you can't really choose which place it takes you to. And I guess that you don't really know where you're going to go until you step through completely. It's like the foggy, Dark Souls door. So that's pretty much all you need to know. Oh, except for the fact that you have 2 floors. It's like the top level is just your bed basically and some stuff, and then the bottom floor is a bigger space. That's where the door is and the telescope that you don't know how to use. And there's also a guy who's locked up in chains. He's shackled to the wall, but he appears to be unconscious.
Do I know why he's there?
No, you don't. Unfortunately, you completely blacked out, and you're not sure exactly what's going on. Maybe you can roll extreme.
Epic first roll. Use my memory. What?
Well,
would it be
that
like
would be
Constitution?
wisdom. Well, yeah, kind of Constitution, so you can like resist the blackout.
My Constitution is 9, so is that minus 1?
-1.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Come on, give me 18. 18 is my number.
Oh my God.
I'm a god.
Wow. Okay. Well, you look at this guy, and your temple vein pops out of your head, and you go, and you realize that this guy is actually he's a relatively high-level Spade gang enforcer, and you remember that last night he hurt somebody who was your friend. You don't know exactly who, but he hurt or seriously hurt and possibly killed him. And that's the extent of what you can remember.
How many people do I care about?
I don't know. Well, maybe you don't. Maybe they're not like friends, but they're people who you have close relations with.
They're cool with John Boy and Garbo.
Yeah. So basically, yeah. What do you want to do? Do you want to mess with that guy, or do you just want to go? If you want to start looking for the gun, basically, to leave your house, there's a couple different buildings you can go to from there. There's so kind of the furthest one you can reach is Jackson's apartments, and Jackson's is a gigantic tree that's growing on top of a weird rock, and it's extremely big. Like, it's a huge skyscraper tree, and it's covered in a bunch of different like kind of ramshackle houses, and that's where pretty much not all the goblins, but that's where only goblins live there, and they don't take too kindly to any kind of non-goblin person coming there.
Besides me.
Yeah, and I mean they constantly they're fighting. They're not at war because they come to like a stalemate sort of, but they're constantly at odds with the police and at odds with the other humans and stuff. It's like some of them, yeah, you've been in there before because you do kind of get a pass, but for the most part they don't take kindly, and so you tend to stay away from there. So you can go to there's a gray, clumpy, poopy cement tower. That's the Gray Goblin Tower. It's a very small, very thin tower, and that's very close to you. there's the water house, and the water house is it's a good affiliated building, and it's a relatively decent sized building, where their whole thing is they're kind of like doing like agriculture in there. So at the top of the water house is big. It's covered in ice. It's big and icy at the top, and there's a big boiler with fire underneath it. And there's like a tent, and there's a guy who tends. He's the boiler guy, and so he always lives on the roof and tends the fire.
The boiler man.
He tends the boiler. Yeah, he's a boiler man. And then let's see.
Do I have any like clue as to what I did the night before? Like my oldest memory.
Let's see.
Or not oldest, I guess, but my most recent memory.
Yeah. I'm trying to find his name. You remember at the dusk of last night, you were in a bar called Petrov's, which is where it's like kind of like a criminals bar, where a bunch of like bad guys and thieves, sort of scummy people.
Do they be listening to the
Probably. At some point, they'd be having a band jam in there.
Nice.
That may not have been happening at the instant. You were in there, you were at Petrov's, and you went in the back, one of the back, like, it's not an alleyway, it's a back hallway.
To get my scoom on?
And you ripped a fat rip of scoom, and that's all you remember.
And
I think you were there kind of like following a lead for someone who you were looking for, in connection with something that's unrelated, that you can't remember either.
I searched my pockets looking for like some sort of indication of like a quest that I've been given by one of my clients.
Okay. Let's roll to see what you find.
If thing exists.
Yeah.
Would it be modified by anything?
That's wisdom.
Alright, so that's +0. I'm a 10 whiz. I'm going for a 15 here. I think 15 is my number. 18 again. I think 18 is my number. Yeah, this is my weighted die. I feel like
it's the 18.
I went with the roll. I was just role playing because Creon doesn't even have the chance.
No, he would not. He's a scoundrel. He's a scallywag. Okay, so you start checking your equipment on your person, but before you find anything else, you realize that the holster where you keep your gun has it has a residue on it. It's like a purplish black slimy residue.
I sniff it.
Now can you do intelligence to see if you know what it is or where it's from?
My intelligence is -7.
Well,
I mean, it's 7. So that's -1? -2?
That's -2. Come on, just need another 18.
18. Wait, this is the wrong one. Oh, 15.
Okay.
This is the wrong one.
That's a 14?
Yeah.
Okay. So, basically, that slime is, all you know is that it's caused by magic, but you don't think magic's real. So it's like, oh, the lying weirdo people.
This is the weird stuff. This is a sign that I was with those freaks. Freaks of nature. So they stole my gun.
Potentially.
Well, that's what Creon thinks. Obviously, he's not a very intelligent man.
Well, I mean, he's kind of a sort of detective-y guy.
Yeah, but I feel like
he detects.
I feel like he's mostly like luck.
Yeah.
Like he just like runs around doing drugs and then eventually finds out whatever he needs.
Yeah, he's very chaotic.
Like street smart, but like, yeah.
Not smart.
Yeah. So who are the magic guys? Where would they be?
They could be anywhere. They're all over the city. I don't think you know exactly. So you'd probably have to You'd have to find someone who knew.
Would the gardener man know? I feel like they would need magic to garden in the city.
It's possible. Do you want to shoot your sticky man over to the water house and speak to the...
Well, first I'm gonna wash all this disgusting magic goo.
Yeah, remove the residue.
Disgusting magic
remove
goo.
Remove the magic goo.
And you know, it's first thing in the morning. Naturally.
I forgot. Yeah, I think it's actually dusk. So it's about to be nighttime.
Oh, so I like slept.
Yeah, you slept through the day. Yeah.
I feel like I'd probably be getting a hankering.
I think it might be. Yeah.
I think I might be getting.
I don't know, guys. I think I might need.
I think I might need to hit up some of those scoomy things.
It might be time. Do you hit the scoomy pipe?
I just need a little bit. I take like the tiniest amount from my rations that I've been given. Just a little bit.
But it always ends up being
I just need a little bit. It's the first.
It's not even that. It's the first one of the day. It's not.
I had a hard night last night.
Oh God. His scary guy is starting to come out.
It's been several hours already.
I deserve it. I've been working hard. He's powered up. Damn, he's super now. Ready to go? he epically dives off the... Alright, yeah, I don't think you even need to roll since you just hit the scoomies. You perfectly nail it. You shoot your sticky goo man and splat onto the side of the house, of the building. And you and you climb up to the roof, and you're about 15 paces away from the tent where the guy usually sits who tends the boiler.
Boilerman.
Hey, who is that? Who goes there?
It's me, Creon.
Who?
Creon.
Oh, Creon, the guy who lives over there.
Yeah.
Hey, Creon.
Yeah. Do you use any sort of weird shit for your garden to garden in the cold? I know that wouldn't work.
Excuse me?
You gotta tell me.
What are you talking about?
Do you use weird stuff to garden?
I don't use any weird stuff. Everything I use is totally normal. Totally kosher. Weird stuff? I don't know what you're talking about.
Where do you get your kosher stuff from?
What?
Where do you get your kosher stuff from?
Well, we make it. We make all the stuff in the house.
You make it. Do you ever have magic goo?
Magic goo? What do you mean magic goo? We got all sorts of magic goo.
Yeah, the stinky goo.
The stinky goo? You need to be more specific than that. There's a lot of
goo here on my holster.
There's a lot of stinky goos.
There's stinky goo right here on my holster. Look at it. You know that goo.
Well, maybe I do, maybe I don't. What's in it for me? My information is valuable. I can't just go giving it away willy-nilly now. That's not the way it works around here. What's so funny? What are you laughing at?
Oh, I'm just thinking about
that time I hit.
5 seconds ago.
It was so crazy.
I remember like it was yesterday. Actually, I don't remember yet.
I remember it like it was like last year or something.
But I need to know, and you would be good in with me, and you know my name out there on the streets. You know I'm a good guy to have a favor from. Come on.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I don't know about that.
I gotta roll charisma to see if I'm convincing you. And my charisma is 17. I gotta make use of that stat.
This will basically get you out of having to pay him.
But now I'm just gonna roll an 18 again, so it doesn't even.
It doesn't. It really doesn't.
Oh, is that 6 or 9?
6.
And I got +3.
Damn. That's no dice.
Damn.
You told me that last time, Creon. That's what you say every single time you come over here and try to ask me for something. I'm talking high currency, boy. I'm talking.
What does a farmer need money for? All you need is grass.
I'm not a farmer, I'm a boiler tender. There's a difference, Creon.
Baby, all you do is boil.
Fuck you, man. You're making me mad. How about you take your goofy little ass on over and hop off my roof?
There's nothing goofy about me.
I can't go anywhere, Creon. I need you to get out of here.
Yeah, you can't go anywhere, so why would you need my money?
Oh, I mean, I can. You know what I mean.
Just give me the information I need.
No.
Come on.
You know the deal, Creon. You gotta give me your gold. Come on, just give me the gold.
How much are we talking?
The gold. One gold. I need one. That's all. That's one.
How much gold do I have?
Unclear.
I don't even know.
I think. Okay, just do a raw roll, a luck roll.
14. Charisma's usually luck, so that's also +3 if we're talking luck.
Okay. I have to interpret the messages from the dice.
That's like a mid number.
You have 7 gold. And in this world, the gold is very valuable. It's approximately $100 value.
I feel like I can probably find the information elsewhere anyway. And I don't even know if the supplier of the goo would be the ones who I was messing with, cause the guy said it's everywhere, and there's magic people everywhere.
He said there's goos everywhere. He didn't say that stuff was everywhere. He knows what that is. But
I'll pay up if you answer this one question.
All right, hit me.
Is this goo kind of rare? Like, it wouldn't be found around everywhere.
No, that goo comes from a very specific set of activities, Creon, which I'd be more than happy to tell you if you would just drop me the coin. It's a very fair transaction. The information I have is very valuable to you. So just give me the damn gold.
I don't hit my gold.
No, thank you. Okay. Nice. I'm just writing in big fat letters, -1 gold.
-1.
Yeah, you write that.
7.
I was gonna, at some point, I'm gonna have you
-1.
keep everything in here. So I'll give you little pieces that represent how much gold you have and stuff. And I have little, like, crystals that I can give you to count for the schooners.
Nice.
Okay. The coin, cha-ching, fling, glistens through the air and lands before the boilerman, who sits hunched in his many thick robes and stares at it. He doesn't even touch it, but he nods and he says, "That's necromantic goo, Creon. That would only come from someone who's delving into the darkest of the dark arts."
You mean those dirty perverts?
That's right, Creon, the very one. The very one.
Dear God.
And you know what? As a matter of fact, I saw some boys sneaking up in your tower last night.
What?
Way late in the night.
Did you see me?
It was after you got back. You were crashing pretty hard, it looked like. You were looking like you had the sickness. You had the bubbles coming off of you. You were looking weak, Creon. And that was back during the riot.
I had the suds.
Yeah, the suds. You had those corks in your ears and everything. Yeah, I know. But I'm not going to tell you unless you give me another G.
Well, hold on now.
Uh-huh.
What do you think I am, made of gold? Look at me.
I don't know, Creon. You seem like you got a lot of cash flow going on. You know what I mean? This is all I do all day. You understand?
Where would I get cash flow?
I don't know. Don't you steal? Don't you steal stuff? You seem like you always say stealing stuff. I'm an honest guy. All I do is just peddle my wares, and my only wares is tending the stupid boiler, and occasionally talking to someone who comes on my roof, which happens relatively rarely, I gotta admit.
Well, if you want someone to come by more often, maybe you should be nicer to me, because I'm your neighbor.
Creon, I'm being very nice. I'm being very reasonable. This is the way of the world, you understand? This is the way of the world. Everybody's got to get that get, you know what I'm saying?
You're charging me money to tell me who broke into my house. It's not very neighborly.
There's no room to be neighbors in this kind of environment, Creon.
But shouldn't there be?
I mean...
Don't you want to live in a...
Shouldn't. Hey, I don't speak in such abstract terms. This is the way it is. Do I want to live in a better world? Yeah. Do I have an opportunity to make it in a better world? Not really. I just gotta get it when I get it, you know what I mean? Just give me the juice.
Making a better world starts with yourself.
Well, I never really thought about it like that, Creon.
Should I roll to see if that landed?
You can go for it.
I just need another 18 as well.
Ah.
She got you.
Okay. It's not good.
My best into charisma, and this is what I get.
I know. Well, that was the long shot.
Yeah.
This guy's relatively old, kind of cynical.
He's an old capitalist.
Yeah, he's a boomer.
Yeah, stuck in his ways. Can I part ways with another gold?
Can you? One more gold and that'll be a whole scoomy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's 7 gold is just what you have on your person.
Do you know what you're costing me?
I doesn't, Creon. Do you know what you're costing me?
Nothing.
Not a lot. Except for if you don't pay me, then you're costing me a gold.
I'm not costing you anything.
Don't you see? It's an equivalent exchange. I got valuable information that you want. I don't need that information. What I need is gold, and you need the information. You give me the gold, I give you the information. We both win. If you don't give me the gold, and
Hey. The first time I paid you to tell me.
You gave me to tell you with better goo.
Exactly.
And then I told you, wait a minute.
You told me people were breaking into my house. You didn't tell me where the goo comes from.
I did tell you where the goo comes from.
Why'd you say?
It comes from necromantic activities. That goo is from someone who is delved in the dark arts, Creon. Most likely the very darkest of arts, and they're doing it pretty sloppily.
Would I know like where necromancers are?
There are not a lot, but there are numerous pockets of necromancy. There's probably, you probably know of like 5 or 6 different people who are tangentially involved in necromancy.
Yeah, the dirty.
And you know like 1 or 2 people who do it full blown. But yeah, it would be a long shot. It's a relatively common. Mm-hmm. It's just like it's like serious. So necromancy has a bad vibe around it. People consider it evil. It's not actually evil. You don't have to do necromancy evilly, but most people do because it's easier, and so they end up, killing people just to take their bodies and transform them into stuff.
You can be a holy necromancer like Jesus Christ.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can be a righteous necromancer. It's creepy, but it's not necessarily evil. But most people who do it tend to be evil.
Do you know how much it costs to be me?
I don't, Creon. I really don't.
Have you ever... Imagine if food cost gold all the time.
Yeah, it does.
Like a potato.
Yeah, it does.
It's not that expensive.
I mean, it doesn't cost a gold, but I could get maybe 100 or maybe like 500 potatoes.
So many potatoes for a gold.
You mean it's alchemy? It's equivalent. equivalent exchange. I don't make the rules.
My God.
I don't make the rules.
Fine. Another gold.
Alright! Ping, fling, fling, fling. Lands right next to it. It lands perfectly on top of the first one, just to show how accurate you are.
I imagine, like, he also just has, like, his little stack of gold, like, in a corner. He's kind of like a dragon. He just sits on it.
Yeah, he doesn't have any use for it at all.
Yeah, he doesn't sit it anywhere.
He just likes collecting it. I add this one to my collection. Oh, this is a rare one. Wow. Alright.
I got that one from a dealer who tried to jip me out of Scoomies. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I saw him, Creon. It was the Slot Boys.
Ew.
It was the Slot Boys.
The Slot Boys. They've had it out for me ever since I stole.
I don't think you wouldn't have ever heard of the Slot Boys before.
Oh.
There's a lot of like small offshoot gangs. The Spade Gang is the big gang, and then there's like one other smaller gang. We'll just call it the Club Gang.
How does
whatever.
This guy know about Slot Boys?
This guy he's relatively old, and people don't get very old in this world unless they're a wizard or like a magic person. So he's pretty. He knows what's going on in the city pretty decently. Also, he lives on the roof all the time, so he's kind of a little bit more in tune than a lot of people who like to hide in their houses all the time. It was two of those slops. I saw him climb up there. They were watching too. They knew they needed you in there so they could get the real valuables. They were waiting. They took advantage of that riot last night to go bust in there, and I guess they got your gun because I see you don't have it.
The riot?
It was two of them. It was two of the Slop Boys, and the leader, it was the one with that blue rune on his face. He had a little blue rune. It was the blue, it's the blue rune, yeah, on his cheek. He was the one leading the crew. And I saw him bust in, I saw him dip out, I saw the whole thing, Creon, clear as day. On my mama. Swear to God. On a grave.
Do you know where these Slop Boys usually hang out?
I don't know exactly, but I know they tend to swarm around that high street. I think they might be in the Bismuth Tower. That's just my guess. I don't know. You might want to confirm before you go busting down the doors and running around. You might get yourself in trouble. It's a dangerous place over there on High Street. I wouldn't go there if I was you. But I'm not. I'm not. Yeah. Is there anything else I can help you with?
No.
Well, all right.
Goodbye.
Bye. You go flying away.
Yeah.
Okay. So the business tower is you're on the Waterhouse. There's a little section of smaller buildings that are in between you. You can't see it at the moment because it's very foggy and it's getting dark. But it's one of the biggest towers in the city. It's one of the biggest like normal sized towers, and then there's a couple like ridiculously monumental sized ones. But you know where it is. So I guess you travel there. Now I guess we can just roll to see basically if anything happens in between you and the tower.
In between me and the tower.
Or if you can just get there perfectly.
Let's go. 11.
I think there's grounds for like one thing. Now I need to see if it's a good thing or not.
It's very good.
Not bad.
Not bad. However, I'm going to the business.
Okay, so you shoot your sticky, and you travel to the next building across from you, and you land on top. No issues. It's dusted with, well, it's heavily snowed and icy and slippery as usual. And you jump a couple more buildings over just to stay off. Well, do you want to? So your options are to travel.
I travel by rooftop. Okay. I am.
If you want, you can travel on the street, and that will give you opportunities to interact with more people. Basically, the way I see that it would work is if you're traveling on rooftops, you're just in your full-blown like Solid Snake outfit, and that one kind of like makes you sort of chameleon, so people can't really see you very much if you're, especially if you're up in the air. Like the higher you up, the more hard to see you are. And if you're down on the ground, you basically bust out your gigantic cloak, which you somehow store in your tiny little pouch. And that, like, because if you walk around on the street with your suit on, people will see that either you're rich or you're very powerful, and also your suit is like a Red Army sort of issue. So if somebody sees you who knows what it is, they're gonna be like, it's a spy, it's the Red Army's right here. Like, what's he doing? So you kind of have to keep your suit hidden, or else some people will get mad at you. Okay, so you jump a couple buildings over, and you land. Now you've gone down and down a couple, and you've jumped across a couple that are all right next to each other. You jump over this alley. Let me see, what's it called?
I'm scoomed up, so this parkour is easy.
Yeah. There's an alley called the Urch Alley, and it's like a kind of like a popular hangout spot that's relatively warm. And so you jump over the Urch Alley, and there's like a bunch of people like bustling up and down, and you jump over that. And when you land on the building on the other side of the Urch Alley, you find a goblin corpse who's like apparently been slain relatively recently, who's just laying there, and his blood is all over the rooftop.
Dear God.
But he's got a bunch of, like, he's kind of decked out a little bit. He's not like a urchin goblin. He looks like a hunter. Which in Goblin Society, hunters are the top of the caste, basically. I don't know if you remember, but the way that their society works is that women are
they want a bone.
That women are the high power, high status, the dominant sex, and the males are all subservient.
Yeah, they're
but
like bees.
In the male caste, it goes treasure hunters at the very, very top, because that's who usually gets rich, and like whatever. And then below them is chiefs. Below them is like I don't know, something else. And then there's warriors, and then there's workers at the bottom of the caste system. And so this guy looks like a hunter, so he's probably got some stuff on him. So why don't you see if you can find anything substantial.
19.
Okay. That's gonna be he's got 4 gold pieces.
Oh baby.
So get that +4 under.
I've made 2 gold today.
And he has got a pretty big bag, but
that looks like you're into pretty big balls.
He got big balls. He got pretty big balls, and now they're yours.
You passed them down.
The things of value that you found on him are the gold. He's got a big pouch, a big satchel of holding, but it's empty. There's nothing in it, and that's an extremely valuable item. And so, just your detective instinct says whoever killed this person had a beef with them. In Goblin Society, it's kind of
they left him with all this.
Yeah, if you kill someone, you gotta leave all their stuff that they had on them. Otherwise, they're constantly stealing stuff from each other. But if someone dies, it's like very forbidden to take their stuff off of them. So you have to, if you steal it first and then you kill them later, it's okay. But you can't. They for some reason they have a weird thing where you can't steal from a dead goblin.
That had to be another goblin.
Yeah. And he has 4 speed berries, which it doesn't really do anything to you, but you can turn it into scoomies. You need like 10 speed berries to make 1 scoomy. And I guess you can do it in your like press, but you have to roll it, and if you fail, then you make like a bunk scoomy or one that kind of makes you sick. So maybe that's why you were sick last night.
I smoked my bonk.
Smoked the bonk. Okay. So good. All right. So now you travel several buildings more, and then you get to the high street, and the bismuth tower is like a just big, plain, monolithic, rectangular box.
Actually, I'm gonna make detective notes. Goblin, kill, rich
goblin. And so.
I'm taking notes like how Creon would.
Yeah. No scoomies on him.
4 scoom berries.
Okay, so now you're basically at the tower. The darkness has fallen. And so basically your options are to go in the bismuth tower through the bottom, or to climb the top and see if you can get in through the top. Or you can or you can bust in through any window if you want.
What do I want to do? I am hyped up on Scoomies a bit.
There's like, it probably has like 30 floors.
I kind of feel like in order to play into like Creon's sort of chaotic nature, I'm kind of wondering if maybe I should roll for my choices. A little bit of randomness.
That would.
Because I usually find it hard to like role play as anyone who's like not cautious. Just because I'm so naturally cautious.
Yeah, me too.
As we've seen with my other campaigns, I'm always just like, I can't do that, I'll get killed.
I don't know. You still need to play the game, because if you roll and the roll decides that he does something really dumb, then it's gonna be trouble.
Yeah. What do you think Creon would do?
He definitely seems like a climb to the top and bust in from the top kind of guy.
Yeah. But I was also thinking about that Batman scene where he goes into the club.
Yeah.
He just sort of like walks
just
in and
punches everyone.
I'm not sure if I want to jump into combat, but I am scoomed up, so I have an advantage.
Sure. Yeah, you got the +1 on everything.
But I also have to wonder if the club was like in a building that's like high up, not underground, would he just glide? Choices, options. Yeah, I'll grapple goo up.
Grapple goo. He grapples up to.
How does the grapple goo work? Is it like the goo is just like the sticky part, or is it like all?
I think
goo?
it's like a living slime that lives in your clothes. It's almost like a symbiote, but all it does is shoot a sticky tongue. All right, you've hit the top of the bismuth tower, and
although if I ever lose my grapple goo, maybe I'll have like a little montage of me like creating my own little grapple thing that like uses like gas and stuff, and then I'd have like gum on the top. Because I feel like grapples with like a sharp blade on the end wouldn't really work for like a stone tower to climb up, you know?
Yeah, it would have to be shooting super fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm going in.
All right.
I'm gooping up.
So there's a hatch. It's probably gonna be locked.
I've got a lockpick knife.
Yeah, I think you can pick the lock.
Do I roll for it?
Yeah.
Come on, baby. Creon. What?
Oh my god.
Wee woo.
Okay, you try to pick it to no avail. So your next option is basically you kind of grapple down and bust in through like the top floor window, but you might want to do a perception to see if you can perceive.
To see if people's perceive 4.
You don't really. Doesn't seem like there's anybody in the top floor.
Yeah. I'm going in.
You bust in?
I'm busting in.
He busts in and epically rolls. It's dark in there. You don't hear anybody. It looks like it's empty, actually. It looks like it's totally unfurnished. Nobody's living in there. You're in what seems like a bedroom. You can see out into the main big room, and it doesn't seem like there's anyone in there. So, how do you want to approach?
Sneakily.
Sneakily? Okay.
With one of my combat knives ready. Not the flaming one, but...
Okay. Well, no, let's roll to see. Well, I guess that would be dexterity.
Oh, initiative. So I'm getting into... puzzle.
I didn't say initiative, I said dexterity.
Oh. 13 plus... I have 18 dex, is that plus 3?
That's good, yeah. Okay. So you stealth around.
And I'm scoomed up, so that's another...
You're very stealthy.
If anyone ever saw me, they'd just see me...
So you clear this whole floor, and there doesn't seem like there's anyone up there. Except you find in one small closet, there's 2 little goblin creatures who are cuddled up together.
Are they normal goblins?
They're green goblins, which means they're kind of violent. They're the dangerous ones. But they look kind of old, and they're just like, they're both asleep, and they're just sleeping in this closet together. And they have one little like candle thing and a couple like playing cards on the ground, and a little like a little stick where they take this thing called vine that just makes them not cold, and they're just sleeping up there. So I don't know if you want to like wake them up and aggressively disturb
Where are they? I don't know, I swear to God, swear to me!
Swear to me.
And I have to grapple goop them back.
Grapple his face.
That's disgusting. Did I notice anything in any other rooms?
It looks totally empty, which is really weird. You're not sure why it would be empty.
Do I hear anything from like the down floors?
There definitely are people in the floor below you.
Do I hear anyone up?
Up is the roof.
Do I hear anyone up there?
I don't know. There's no one on the roof.
No one allowed on the roof or something.
Yeah. For some weird reason. Why isn't no one on the roof?
What was I trying to lock back into?
The hatch.
Oh.
So you found the hatch. It's locked. But you can open it if you want.
Is that a hatch for like a vent or something?
No, it's just a hatch to get on the roof. It's a one-way lock, so you could open it and go up onto the roof if you want to. It has a ladder.
I am curious as to why it was locked. I imagine not everyone has a grapple you. Who do they think is coming up?
There's actually...
Or is there like a fire escape?
Yeah, there is a way... Yeah, there's like a ladder kind of, well, on the side. And there's also, like, ventilation stuff up there.
What would Batman do? I feel like he would check everything.
Yeah.
Or at least the quiet place first. You know? If he heard people below him but nothing above him, he'd probably check out what's above just to make sure. Unless he already knew, like...
Well, yeah, I mean, if you were just up there... I don't know.
Or maybe there's something in, like right next to the hatch. Nah, I'm going down.
Okay. So, there's a stairwell There's actually 2 stairwells.
And I put on my cloak.
Okay. Now you go down the stairs, and now you're at a door. And behind that door, you can definitely hear murmuring, and you can see purple light coming up from under the door, which means this is likely the place you're looking for. Or at least there's people in there doing not magic.
Are there like other people like in the hall, or is it just?
You wouldn't know exactly. I mean, maybe you do more perception. See how accurately you can scope it.
Perception.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see what that was. Yeah, that's not my roll. Ooh. 19.
Fantastic. Alright, you jack into Scoomy Vision.
Sure.
You know, there is...
It's like that in the Batman movie when he had like the sonic radar vision.
There's not a lot of people on this floor. Maybe 3 or 4, but those 3 are pretty active. Well, they're talking to each other. But they're not right at the door, so you might be able to just open it.
So is it kind of set up like an apartment building? Like it's just a hall and a bunch of doors with...
Well, the top floor was just a penthouse, but it was empty for some reason.
Yeah.
You don't know if this next floor will be the same thing or if it'll be different.
But no one's right next to the door. Alright, I'm creeping in.
Okay.
Well, actually, would my cloak interfere with sneaking?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I say I keep it off.
Okay.
I thought it might be like a full building of people.
Oh, yeah.
So I would have to like blend in or something, but no.
Okay. As you open the door, the purple light engulfs you, and you just get a bad vibe, and it smells bad. And there's like junk on the floor. There's puddles of weird stuff, weird goo.
Disgusting.
There's bones, like kind of like bird bones and stuff like that. There's little pieces of refuse, like old dirty sacks, old dirty underwear and stuff like that.
So it's your room.
Like bunched up in the corners. And you see there's like a rat kind of far, and as soon as it sees you, it like squeaks away and...
Telling on me.
Possibly.
One of them is like a druid.
Do you want to see if you can throw your knife at the rat before it runs away?
Well,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Would there be a druid among necromancers? Or would they see like a running rat and be like, something's coming?
Well, in this world, it's actually not super uncommon for people and rats to have weird relationships with each other. I mean, it's rare and it's weird, but it does happen. Sometimes rats just become basically lovers with a person, and they end up making a horrifying rat spawn. Maybe.
Oh yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah, Egan's character.
Egan was a weird rat.
Yes, he was.
And you had a rat pet too, which is kind of weird. It's like having a little child as your pet.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'll throwing knife it.
All right. That's a dexterity through and through.
But I'm also attaching the end of my grapple goo.
Ah.
Well, actually, no. Would that work? Throwing knives go like that. This is Naruto.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
But with my grapple goo.
Now I feel like the grapple goo would just be able to do that, like straight up scorpion.
Yeah.
Why not? Yeah, you can do
scorpion?
That. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Wait, but also, what if it squeals when I hit it? I might have to use some of my paralytic.
Yeah. You can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You don't really have a lot of time to react though, because it's just a split second. Like,
okay, yeah, just. All
right, shoot it.
Come on, good rolls. I've only been getting like single digits or like high rolls. 13 plus dexterity.
Is it 2 or 3?
It's 18, so isn't that like plus 3?
I think it's 3.
Yeah.
Perfect. Alright, you nail it right in the abs. And you got it. It's a rat. You got the rat. It definitely looks like it's got some weird magic-y stuff, and it looks like it's been
Someone's been fucking with
someone. Yeah, not good.
Yeah, plop it down.
And you almost as soon as you get it in your hand, you hear a terrified scream from another room.
Oh no.
Whoa!
Yeah, psychic.
And then someone's like, and then the other person's like, ah, and the other one's like, and then like, ah, and they're like, no, and then like, what? And then they both go quiet.
Uh-oh. I put some thrall juice on one of my other knives. Put some thrall juice.
Oh.
I'm getting ready.
He's ready.
Yeah.
Cool. Hang on. I'm gonna see if I can get a song that might fit the mood.
Well, is there a way for me to just be like, kind of like how like a sorcerer would have like a list of spells?
Mhm.
Would I be able to just say like, before a fight, I have prepared some poisons on my knives, but depending on the situation, I can say, oh, I had a blank poison on it when I threw that. Or do I have to choose beforehand, like which one specifically?
I think for now you choose, and then later we can give you that power, kind of.
Alright. Yeah, I'll put some thrall on one and some paralyze on my other one.
So
and then on my main combat knife, I'll put paralyze on it as well.
Okay.
Wait, no. I'm putting paralyze on my like main combat knife.
Mhm.
And then I'll put thrall on one throwing knife and honesty on the other one, in case I need to get answers.
Okay. Well, you only have one distance knife, and or the scorpion knife, and then you have another one that you're gonna throw.
Yeah.
In your other hand?
I have 2 throwing knives. I have a poison knife. Wait, is that the one that uses the different poisons? Does that like a little?
No, you have one. There's one. This thing on your wrist.
Oh yeah, my little
poison.
needle. Yeah. Oh snap. Yeah, I think the throwing knife. The throwing knives I'll just put paralyze on, and then if I need to get honesty out of someone, I'll just stick them when the time comes.
So you have thrall on the scorpion knife?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Alright, now roll initiative.
Oh, 6. Plus 3.
18.
Dang.
11.
Dang.
And 7 to
Dang. Well, I've got good AC. They'll be swinging at me. I'll be like,
yeah.
and then it'll be my turn. Epic needle uppercut into there.
Okay, so let's see. How do you want to play this? You're right next to, you just came from that.
Well, they get to go first, don't they?
Well, yeah, but you still have a choice because it's not, you still don't see anybody.
Oh, that's just when combat, combat starts.
So you're in that hall. There's a door. There's a kind of like sort of wide open room and hallway down. There's one door. There's another door further down, and then there's a hall at the end, like a wider hall than the one you're in now. And let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So you've got the door right next to you, which is where you heard
I'm thinking
the people.
I feel like D&D probably has some weird initiative thing, where like if you're sneaking and they don't know where you are. Because like let's say I go into one of the rooms and close the door and I'm like standing like right next to it. Like I don't think they would come in and have initiative.
That's true. Yeah, you'll still get a. I just need to know.
So that's just like after
the initial. Yeah, you get a surprise. You get the surprise attack.
Alright, I'll go into My perception told me that there's only like those guys around, right?
Seems that way, yeah.
I'm gonna trust it because that was my 19 roll. And that's a pretty good roll. That should tell me everything I need to know. So yeah, I'll go into the closest door as quietly as possible, sneaking.
Okay.
And then close it.
So this is where you heard them come. You suspect they're on the other side of this door.
Oh, that door? I thought I was already in. I'll go into whatever furthest.
Okay.
The other door.
The next door is a closet that's full of junk.
Is it too full for me to get into?
You could stick it in there if you want to.
But would I be able to be like up against the wall with the door next to me?
You basically have your back up against the shelves of sticky, weird. There's like jars of goo and like weird skeleton things and like dead corpses and jars of like eyeballs and stuff like that on shelves. And so you would have to like press up against the shelves, and then you could shut the door basically, but you'd just be like totally up against the door and the shelves.
I would be the further door.
There's 2 doors and then there's a hall that turns. So you want to go down that hall?
Yeah.
And peek around. You don't see anybody. You see there's a window that goes to the outside, and then there's another door. One last door.
I think maybe I could just stand around the corner of this wall and wait for one of them to come over, then I stab that guy, and then combat starts. Assuming these guys don't roll 20s or something.
Yeah, which is a big assumption.
Well, do I hear like footsteps at all?
No, you just heard that initial communication between the people, and now it's quiet. Which would mean that they probably suspect that someone is around.
Actually, should I just go into the door that leads to them? Because I imagine they're not like right in that room. They might be like back in like the living room area of their apartment, and then I could go in and like sneak into like the bathroom that's like over here or something.
Yeah, you basically have a two-door scenario. It's one door or the other.
Because I need answers. I can't just run away from them.
You can try and peek under the door. One of the doors has a stopper, but you can peek around the far door. Or can you peek under the far door?
I peek under the door.
It looks like it's kind of it's not a closet, but it's like a storage area. And then you can just barely see, there's a wall with the shelves, and there's more crap all over the floor. And then you can barely see into the big room, the main room, which is like a very big, wide room. You see purple lights, you see more stuff on the ground, seems like more important stuff. And you can barely see 1 or 2 people standing. And they're standing around a big slab table.
Do they look like they're like...
You can't really see. All you can see is their feet. They're not moving.
Can I tell from their feet if they're facing the door?
They're facing the door, the first door that you were at right when you came in.
Creep in.
You want to try and do a stealth?
Come on. Creon. You're screwed up.
Come on.
12 plus 3.
Okay, use your Scoomy advantage to roll another time, and use whichever is the higher result. Scoomy advantage. God damn it. Alright, so you're going in? Alright, you creak it. And you get in a little ways, and someone looks over. So the first person you see is a short, plump, half-dwarf person with bushy, sort of pale orange hair, and their eyes are really swollen up, which means you don't know what they've been doing. Their eyes are all purple, and they look really jacked up.
I don't know if they can even see.
Yeah, not really. And it's very hazy in that room. So yeah, the first thing you notice is that they kind of turn and look at you. But you don't know if it's like too dark, because you're in the shadows still, so they may not necessarily see you. And do you want to take the advantage, or do you want to wait and see if they may not notice you?
Shoot. I don't know. I kind of do just want to get into combat, but I also kind of want to be sneaky. Just tough choices.
Yeah. That's what it's all about. Gotta make those tough choices.
I think I'm gonna hope that they don't notice me.
Okay. So you swiftly into the deeper towards the darkness and up against the wall, and you wait for a second, and then you hear someone say, "Hi, hi." All right. I'm gonna find a voice here.
I thought I heard something over there. I thought I heard something over there. You can tell over there.
And then after they say that, there's a lower voice. It's like, yeah, over there.
Yeah.
You see it over there?
Yeah. I feel it in my bones.
Oh yeah. I don't see anything over there. And now they just kind of start sort of bickering. Not bickering, but they're just like...
I'm just kidding.
Let's see. And I just need to take a minute to take in the scene.
Is there like a pile of like boxes and stuff that I could be like hiding behind?
There is actually. Yeah. There's some. I guess it's some boxes, but it has a bunch of rags on top of it. And some of the rags may or may not be interesting.
Well, once I notice that they're not looking in my direction, I scoot over there.
Yeah. Okay. Behind the box. And you just want to kind of wait.
Yeah. Until they get back to whatever they were doing.
Eventually you hear someone finally start to walk over towards you. And you wouldn't see, but someone comes over here. They go, tick, 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 tick. So there's the wall here. They're all over here, and you're here. And there's like, boop, 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 boop. It's relatively light sounding footsteps. They don't sound like a very heavy person. And they come around the corner, and they look, and they see, alright, third voice.
The door's open.
Oh yeah, I didn't close it behind me?
No, you opened it slowly, and then they turned and looked, and you kind of like stealth moved.
I guess I could.
Because if you closed the door, it would have made a sound.
Yeah.
The door's open. Hey, the door's open.
Maybe someone in here. That means we got a sneaker in the window knife.
Did you open the door?
No, I didn't open the door.
What about Puffy-Eyed Man? Does he have anything to say?
That is Puffy-Eyed Man.
Oh.
I know they started to discern him.
This is Puffy-Eyed Man talks like this.
And then the other guy's like, and then the guy that just came around the corner is like,
The door's open.
I can't think of like voices off the top. Like,
the door's open. I don't know, maybe not, but the door's open.
you want to just kind of wait it out, or do you want to jack this guy?
Just looking at my playbook.
You could, just for fun, you can throw needles, basically, like Sheik also. You have a little needle, and you can stick poison on the needle. So it would be not detectable, and it wouldn't kill them. But if they got hit with it, and somehow it didn't work, then they'd be like,
And I could have, like, Thrall juice on it.
Exactly.
So I want them to be like, and then with thrall juice, does it work like kind of telepathically?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
like I have to be like, never mind. I just thought it was open, but it's not.
Yeah, you can't see what they see, but you can tell them what to do, and they'll do it just with your mind. Just be like, I want you to go over there, and they're like, they just do it.
Yeah, I'm a thrall needle.
All right, so high risk. So roll to see if you hit with dexterity.
Come on, good.
It shouldn't be hard because he's not very far.
18. Plus
5,
3.
6, 7, 8. Jesus. You throw the dart and it hits him, but it tags him in, like, he's got big. They all wear big,
like
bulky clothes, yeah, and it sticks. And he's like, he just sits there for a second.
Wouldn't even notice that.
Yeah. So now that you've done that, you looked at to see, so you can see him, and it's like a very skinny, scrawny dude with shaved head, and he's got brown robes on and a couple like straps, and he does have a sword, like a small, like thin, like a small sword. And he's all raggedy looking, and it's like, and he just kind of sits there for a second, and he's like, and he turns around and walks back over there to the main area.
Alright. Needle fail. Wait, I'm scoomed out. I get another roll.
Jack the Scoomy advantage. That's 1. That doesn't count.
12 plus 3?
13, 14, 15. Perfect.
Nice.
Okay, it's actually hit him in the right neck.
Alright, and I, telepathically, I'm like, never mind, the door's not closed. I mean, not open.
Actually, the door's not open.
There's nothing going on.
I thought you just said it was open.
It's not my eyes are playing tricks on me.
Okay, so he turns and what do you want him to do now?
I want him to...
Do you want him to close the door? Do you want him to go back? Do you want him to go jump out the window?
Well, if he closes the door, then they would hear it.
Actually, it was.
Well, that wouldn't matter because he closed it.
Yeah, but then they would know that he just lied.
Yeah.
I want,
But they don't seem like they're in super correct headspace.
Yeah, they're not the brightest. But, neither is Creon. I want him to, how long does Thrall last?
About 60 seconds.
60 seconds.
Actually, let's roll to see how long it lasts because that's how it should be. About 30 seconds.
Dang. You rolled a doo-doo number for me. And I want him to go stab his buddy.
Cool. Alright, which one?
The puffy eye.
Okay.
Go stab puffy eye with your sword.
Oh, geez.
You little bitch.
Oh, damn. Alright, he turns and you see him like start walking very boldly towards him. And it's like,
What are you doing? I thought you said the door was open.
and it starts screaming, and then the other guy starts screaming, and then 3 other voices start reacting now.
Oh, what? No.
And, okay. So, he's taken out his little small sword and stabbed it right in the neck of the small, bloated, puffy-eyed orange one.
Yeah.
And that person is screaming now and gurgling, and there's a commotion happening now. Scooby-Doo, Scooby-Doo. Do you want to tell him to do anything else? You've got about 15 seconds left.
Keep slashing as many of them as you can, my guy.
Okay, he pulls the sword out and starts slashing it.
Meanwhile, in the chaos, I'm sneaking back out the door. I'm closing it.
Oh, you're going? Okay.
Well, I'm just going to be like around the door.
Yeah. Okay, you stealth out. Alright, so a big commotion. Some stuff is happening, you're not exactly sure. Kabloog, kabloog. Poof, poof, pop, pop. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, it ends with a couple loud thuds. And okay. And then eventually you hear 4 sets of footsteps walk into that little room that you were in, and then they start moving stuff around. They're like throwing things everywhere and knocking stuff around and moving boxes and stuff like that. And they're like, what, where, blah, look, I don't see anything. Keep looking, blah, blah, blah. And eventually one of them opens the door to where you are. Are you gonna try and like do the like thing where you stealthily grab them, just like hold, you know, because so you're here. The door opens this way, so you would be behind the door. Well, I mean, you can be on either side, I guess. Which side would you be? Do you want to be on? The side that the door opens and covers you, or the side that it opens and you're right exposed to the door?
I think I want to be on the exposed side, right, so I can grab them.
That would be the better if you want to. If you're trying to fight them, yeah. If you want to stay hidden, then you'd be on the other side.
Do I want to stay hidden?
It's a constant question of do you want to fight them or do you want to be sneaky?
I'm gonna stay hidden. I'm gonna be on the hidden side.
Okay. So someone opens it. I guess in this scenario, it doesn't make a ton of difference. Someone opens the door, and they come walking out into the hallway, and they turn, and they walk right past you. It's a new person. It's someone that you've not seen yet. It's a human, but they're pretty thick human, and they're wearing like black. It's like padded armor, so it's like a Gambison level of armor.
Well, as they walk by, would I...
You can do that. Do you want to do that? Are you going to try and do it without making any noise?
Yeah.
So that would be, I guess that's a dexterity?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on. I'm sneaky. I'm scoomed up. 13 plus 3.
Okay. Yeah, that works. So you just grab. What do you do? How are you gonna neutralize this man?
Grab. Stab into the back of the neck.
Sick.
Fully dealt with.
Fully done.
Fully done.
Fully dealt with. Nice.
My lord.
And you're just gonna put him up against the wall?
Yeah.
Perfect. That's your first neutralization. Unless the other person got killed. It's unclear.
And then I'll peek around the door, see what's going on.
You see three dudes, and they're like, yeah! One of them has a spear.
Why are they screaming?
Because I saw you.
Why are they telling me?
They were looking right there. The guy just came out to go look. They were looking directly at the door.
I thought they were still be looking around the room.
No, they regrouped.
And like one person goes out.
They regrouped and they were like, wait, it's got to be that way.
Oh, nuts.
All right, you've been spotted.
I just super stealth killed this guy. Look over and they're like, what?
They thought you were him for a second.
Hey guys, what's up? It's me, your friend.
I need good fight music. I don't have any fight music.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of.
Dun, dun, dun.
Alright, I'll just keep this on. Alright. So, one guy has basically a stick. It's a quarterstaff. One guy has a sword and shield. Like a poopy looking little buckler. And the other guy, third guy, the tallest guy, he's the guy with the blue rune on his cheek. He's got a sick, slick black ponytail. He looks like freaking, what's his face? What's that guy's name? That fucking action hero who's super lame and ridiculous, but, you know the one. I can't remember his name. It's not Vince.
Action hero that's super lame.
Yeah. It's like he pretends to be a black belt in karate, but he's just a total faker. I can't remember his name.
Hercule?
No, he was in that movie with Jackie Chan. He was opposite Jackie Chan, I think. Steven Seagal. He looks like Steven Seagal.
I don't know that.
Okay, well, whatever. He looks like Steven Seagal, I assure you. And he's holding none other than the glistening golden gun.
You fucker!
And he's gonna take a shot at you.
So he recognizes who I am.
I think so. Yeah. They would kind of be like, oh shit, it's that guy.
Creon.
Like, ugh. So the other two guys would freak out, and they're like, oh my god.
Whoa.
The very opposite.
Oh, 1?
Yeah, it's a 1.
Okay. My goal never fails.
So, okay, so here's what happens. He
tries to spin it, and it spins out of his hand, and I catch it.
He goes to point it at you and shoot you, but as soon as he does, his other dude runs to charge at you, and he goes, and he shoots the other dude instead.
Nice.
And the guy collapses on the ground and sprawls out into the hallway. And I guess, what do you want to do? Do you want to go forward, or do you want to dip back?
Throwing it.
Alright, you're going to try and throw it at which one? The guy with the shield? Or the guy with the gun? Okay. Alright. Roll to see how well that works.
I'm scooped up. The second one's always the scoop one. That's why Creon is dedicated to the scoops.
So, alright, you throw the knife, and you tag him in the face.
Like in his eye?
Yeah. Well, it's like in his cheek, kind of. And he recoils. Okay, now roll for damage.
But my knife is also paralyzed up.
Oh, you're paralyzing him with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, roll for damage anyway. That gets us a d6.
6. D6.
6.
3.
Okay. Doable.
Ouchie.
Yeah, so he's recoiling and rolling around.
Oh.
And being like, ow.
And he should be feeling a little tingly around here.
I think he might be. And the other guy... Wait. I guess the guy with the sword and shield charged you, so the other guy with the stick is just like... No, sorry. The guy with the stick charged you, and the guy with the sword and shield is just standing there, like, hiding behind his shield, like...
His tiny little buckler. He's like, I don't want to get knifed in the face.
He's kind of like bald with like weird little sparse hairs. He looks like kind of like a big baby, but he's got like a bushy like kind of like Uncle Iroh facial hair, but you wouldn't see. You saw him a second ago. And yeah, all of these guys are clearly delving in demonic necromancy, which makes them look really fucked up and ugly. The tallest guy looks the best out of them. He looks the healthiest. So he's kind of like the pimp in the situation. He's sort of taking advantage of these people. The weird, puffy, the orange-haired, squeaky one is nowhere to be seen. And nor is that scrawny guy who came around. You needled him. And yeah, the guy with the rune gets hit right in his rune. What an insult.
Rune shot.
And he like freaks out, and then he like tries to like locate you, but he's so freaked out. And then as soon as he like gets, well, let's see if he can pull off one last shot. It's a long shot.
Check.
It needs to be a 20.
Boom.
Ooh, that was close. No, it's a 2. So it just like shoots into the floor and he collapses. Now there's one last person. Sword, shield, buckler, trembling. The sword is rattling against the shield. And just, what are you gonna do now? I'm gonna go get that gun. Go get that gun.
I go grab.
You go get that gun. Pa-pam! Big fanfare. You got the golden gun back. Dun-dun-dun.
Pointed at Sword and Shield Man.
Sword and Shield Man drops the sword and shield and cowers in the corner. Or just where they are. And pees.
I'll pop the cap in Rune Face. Actually, no. I should hold off. I don't know how much information I could get from Cowardly Sword and Shield Man. But Rune Face might tell me some stuff.
Possibly. So how are you going to go about it?
First, I think I'm going to tell Sword and Shield Man, get the fuck out of here.
This is my...
What's another voice? This is my house.
You don't want to die.
I do not want to die.
Get out.
Where do I go?
Anywhere, go on the street. You fucking hermit.
Okay, I will go.
Go.
I'm going.
Steps over to the guy.
Hey, sorry, boss.
and goes into the other room.
Alright. I prop up Rune Face. I tie him up. Tie up his hands.
He all like that. Mm-hmm.
Can he talk when he's paralyzed, or?
No, but he is about to be not paralyzed.
Alright. And, was anyone else left alive?
The guy with the stick that ran out and accidentally got shot by his own boss is laying on the ground like seems as though he's going to die very soon.
I'll go up to him with my knife. I'll cut you out of your sweet little misery. Disgusting magic man. It's the last thing you ever
Perfect. Mercy kill. Very, very good. You disgusting magic man. Fantastic. Okay, so you've got the dude propped up.
Yeah, and I imagine Rune Man is probably pretty scared about that.
Maybe, maybe not. As his paralysis wears off, he just sits there. The knife is still in his face. And he stares at you. One of his eyes is drooping really bad now. But he just stares at you. With a mean mug.
Can you talk yet?
He nods.
Say something.
He goes,
holy rollers.
oh, that's bad.
Oh, nuts.
He spits acid on your face. And it's like and it's pretty bad. Okay, it's not awful, but yeah, it burns your face really bad. It's very painful. What's your next move? You want to try and
I'm just like really pissed. I switch my my vial and my little needle.
Uh-huh.
And I switch it to honesty. And I just walk up to him.
Wow. Perfect. Okay. Yo.
Why the hell did you steal my gun?
I'm so mad. I just wanted to be the next blue wizard. God damn it. That's why everyone's just trying to make it in
I
this.
punch him.
Why?
Why'd you steal my gun?
Because I needed it to be powerful and I needed to become the next blue wizard, and I was about to do it if it weren't for you.
What were you gonna do with
I
it?
had the perfect plan. I was going to use it to kill people. And take stuff so that I could get the stuff I need to become the blue wizard I was always destined to be.
What's the deal with your face rune?
It gives me the power that I need to someday become the blue wizard. It is the first of many runes that I would make as a blue wizard, the most powerful.
I tilt his head back by his hair. You know, magic isn't real.
What?
It's fake. It's all fake.
Impossible.
You're full of it.
How could this be?
You're full of bullshit.
No, I'm not. You are.
It's all shit.
No, it's all real.
No, it's shit.
You're wrong.
You're dumb.
No, you're dumb.
You're dumb and ugly.
No, you're ugly.
You're uglier than me. You got acid on your face.
I pull out my flaming knife.
His eyeballs are like singed with the brightness.
Stick it to his face,
It's like
Rune.
super. Oh god. It almost explodes a little bit. Actually, it completely explodes. His head goes. And yeah, big plume of smoky mist, and he collapses. No longer. The extremely bright light goes away.
Yeah, so I check out the room.
Just go check it out. Just go look around.
See if there are any scooms around.
So the room that you go into is a big wide room, and it has in the middle of it, the most noticeable thing is a big slab. It's like a big stone slab thing that they use for like sacrifices and stuff. And there's a strange looking. It looks like a humanoid body, but it's all weird, different colors and different patterns and different shapes and stuff. And it's laying there motionless on the slab. And around it, there is the puffy orange one is just sitting there, like with their hand on their neck, slumped up against the slab. The scrawny dude that you needled is laying on the ground. There's 3 couches up against the walls, and the little guy that you told to leave is sitting on the couch, like punched up, huddled up, and he's got.
You just watch that guy get blown up.
There's 2 other people. There's one person just laying on the couch, like that you've never seen before, and then there's another person who's just sitting over there on a couch, like staring.
It's like the guys on the couch are just like drugged up or something.
Basically, yeah.
I get all my knives back.
Mhm.
I peel them out of his face.
You get all your stuff. So basically, your cursory search reveals.
Do I roll?
You will roll in a second, but the things you obviously find, there's 2 books. Books are very valuable. So you just found 2 books that you'll have to go find someone who can appraise them to tell you how much they're worth or what they can do.
I'll put them in the satchel of holding that I got from Dead Man.
You get so you've searched all the people's bodies and you found only 2 gold pieces.
I've made 4 gold today.
You also found 69 copper pieces.
Nice.
There's a jar. No, there's a bunch of jars, but there's one jar of this weird kind of slime that shimmers, and you suspect it might be worth something, but it could also be dangerous. So I don't know if you want to take it or not. And there's a stash of chemicals, and you run. Well, okay. Now roll to see if you find the hard stuff that'd be hard to find. Do 3 rolls if you find these 3 different things.
11.
Okay. That's 1.
8.
Okay. Damn. All right, now.
Well, that's kind of
just
not.
Now do a Scoomy re-roll.
Scoomy. Scoomy rolls.
So you did. So there was a couple things that you missed, but you did find 2 Scoomy crystals and about a bag of about 40 speed berries.
Oh shit.
Or you think they're speed berries. You're not sure. There's some kind of berry. And the last thing is a crystal that magicians use to do magic. It's like sitting on a pedestal. It's kind of a jagged looking, just looks like a quartz crystal. But those things are very dangerous because they could have curses on them or traps or spells or something. So do you want to leave that alone, or do you want to
mess with that shit?
That's a bunch of malarkey.
Perversion.
Okay.
All these dirty perverts. That's why I blew that guy's face up.
So yeah, now you probably, I don't know, what I would do is try and figure out, I don't know what the stuff is that you got, and probably you need to get your face fixed by someone because it's burning still really badly. Okay. Good.
The first thing I do is probably get like some snow from outside and just like.
Yeah, that would probably help a little bit, at least numb it. Do you want to take a celebratory rip of your fat Scoomy pipe?
Oh fuck yeah.
No, fuck yeah. Okay, put
those guys drugged out on the couch are like.
So just write 1 minus 1 because you only use 1 the whole time. 1 Scoomy down.
Scoomy.
Fantastic. Cool. All right, I'm gonna call it now as I need to continue writing. Good game. Good job. You did it. You stealthed. You got the gun. You marked the dude who could have been pretty hard to defeat depending on how you approach that situation. It's all right. Everything's good. All right.
Yeah.
Good job. Very good.
Did pretty good.
Good job. Session concluded. Oh, Blaine.
Well, I put the die in here and rolled a 1.
Wow. I can't believe it.
7.